What's up, everybody? It's Tenney 3. I'm here at Oracle Studios. This is the New Waves documentary. Okay, so I started working with a producer named Steve O Valdez, and then him and his right-hand man, Mario Acero. Me and Steve O started doing some tracks, and then I started working with Mario on a bunch of other tracks. A lot of them were started a long time ago, and then I came out with Way Cool, and then the following year, me and Juice, when we had lived at my mom's house, we had come out with Welcome to 4711. And so a lot of these were started like a long time ago, but I just felt like it was never the right time. But a lot of them were, the production was all in like 2017. They just sat for like a minute.
What's up, bro? You ain't doing it for the camera, bro. Don't flex.
So basically, what's gonna happen is we're about to film. Hey, bro, look at me flexing, dog. I don't have much muscle anymore.
So Goodbye 4711, if any of you haven't or didn't know, in 2018, me and a couple friends, my best friend, DJ Juice, his girl, Lena, she was pregnant at the time, he was about to have a kid, and then our friend Laney, we had rented my mom's house from her, and we produced this whole album, Welcome to 4711, and it was basically like, it was a 10-song album, and it was letting everybody in, kind of welcomed them into our house. So we did Welcome to 4711, and that was the previous project. So New Waves was going to be the project that follows it up. So I wanted to begin the project with a goodbye to 4711. It's like a peace out to childhood in a way.
It doesn't matter, you just gotta shoot him, guy.
Pack it up, pack it up.
Yeah, give me that, give me that. Yeah, now we about to head to the studio.
All the boxes, stacking up, stacking up. Stacking up, wrapping up this next project. Moving out my childhood.
The difference between this project and other projects was like usually I had songs written or like verses written, and then I'd find a beat and, you know, record the song, and then it's a song. But with this whole project, with working with Steve O and Mario, I could come to them. They're phenomenal producers, and so it's like I could come to them with an idea, a hook, or maybe even a little bit of a verse, and like we would build the song from scratch. Once I sat down with them, like the idea would expand to like every time I was just like, fuck yeah, like this is fire. And so BU was the first track that I'd worked with Mario on. I had the voice memo of BU for 3+ years. It just sat and I never did anything with it. And so once I sang it to him, like he started playing the piano, and like that shit was instantly like, oh, okay, this is good. And then like I just remember when he hit the drop, bro, I was just like, fuck, like yes, like that's that shit right there. It makes you want to be you, be yourself. Like the whole theme of that song is obviously just being yourself, which is something me as a person and as an artist, like I push heavily. But BU always felt so big and like just like festival vibes, and I just wanted it to, you know, obviously make it on a track list, but it was just never the right time. It captures that like that oomph, like I don't know, just yeah. I really did appreciate rap like throughout my whole life, and so when I started going to like concerts and shows, like it was just awesome. There's like some vibe that is just there, and like I've always enjoyed like just letting loose and going hard. Like we're here to see this person, like we paid money to be here, like let's enjoy ourselves. But with that being said, I've obviously seen a bunch of people that like, you know, they go and they're all stiff. I don't know, it just always kind of like, you know, there's always going to be both. And not that you have to just go stupid hard the whole time, but like enjoy yourself, you know, like have fun.
Come from me.
Concert is a song that I had like as an idea for a while, because like I feel like people overlook that. I wanted to emphasize that like, now that you're here, like just go hard. So back in 2017, I was recording Way Cool for a couple months before it had come out. Right before it had dropped on my birthday, the 4th, November 3rd, was the Way Cool listening party. Okay, so a month prior, in October, I want to say it was like October 3rd or 4th, we had produced this beat. And then November 1st, I came with all the lyrics ready and we recorded it, and it was a last minute decision, but I was like, dude, like 2 days from now is the Way Cool listening party, like I should perform this. Get the fuck up off your feet and just let loose. Fall in love with whoever right next to you at the concert. Escape from life, feel free at the concert. You had a bad day, like it was the opening song, and nobody knew what it was. Nobody, you know what I'm saying? Like, and still it's cool to like think about all the people that did go, like they had seen that song live, but without even realizing it, because obviously I didn't talk about it for like another 2 years. But it was a great opener, like everybody, you know, was in that shit, and it's a very good vibe starter of like, we're at a concert, let's have some fun. This whole project came out May 22nd, 2020. So like this whole year we haven't been able to perform. I mean, the year is just about over, and so no one's, you know, there's not been much, or if any at all, musical live performances. So at the very end, it's just like, yo, like, I know it's been a minute, but you really shouldn't miss it when I finally hit the stage, when I finally have a concert. I get on stage, the camera was captured, I turn a page to the next chapter. This a new wave, the tsunami after. I don't have to sell drugs to be a motherfucking rapper. Go! Rapper was another one that like, the idea of it was from like a minute ago, probably like when I was still in high school. I thought of the line like, I don't have to sell drugs to be a motherfucking rapper. Again, that's just me tapping into like continuing to show that like I'm in my own lane. Like I'm not trying to be like any of y'all other rappers. I think there's like a stereotype of like, oh, you rap about selling drugs more than likely. And it's just like, nah, actually I don't. Like I don't have to sell drugs to be a motherfucking rapper. Like everybody's already said that. Like what else are we talking about? You know, what else can we talk about? That was my original idea about the chorus of it. And then I was like, what way to break that stereotype even more than to make a EDM like rap banger? When I realized that Mario was like low-key fire with it, and he fucked with EDM like a lot, it just seemed right. So I know, and I wanted to make one, and then Rapper was our first like attack on the EDM kind of rap infused mix. Last year in 2019, the whole year I kind of like stepped back from like putting out music due to a lot of different things. I was just going through some things, but also like I enjoyed myself throughout the year. I started going to a lot of raves, and like that just, oh God, like I started loving EDM even more. So Rapper just felt like, okay, yeah, like this is it. It is like the peak of the project. It is halfway through, especially, I mean, there's 8 tracks, literally, you can count. But yeah, it's like the peak, and it's like, we're going all the way up with this one. Nothing that you do will make you cooler than me. Do something. No words that you say will make you cooler than me. Oh no. Nothing that you buy will make you cooler than me. And you know it. And you know it. After we've, gone up the whole time, we're at Rapper, and then at that point, after we hit Rapper, like the biggest, like, oh shit, we're gonna go back down. So then I placed Cooler Than Me as track 5, and it's like a super chill, laid back, like jazzy kind of banger. Just the whole vibe of the song is super dope. It's about anyone that's trying to achieve a goal, trying to chase a dream, whether it's going to school, getting a job, or like taking care of their brothers or sisters. Like, I feel like anybody that's trying to do something with their life, I think that's cool as hell. Because every time, anybody tries to do anything, there's always going to be people that look down on it or try to belittle you or try to act like whatever you're doing, any achievements that you end up achieving, like, aren't that cool, you know? There's always somebody that's hating, but fuck them. Like, you're trying to do something, just hit that shit. Don't let anybody, like, knock you off track, you know? And at times everybody, you know, gets off track in their own ways, but I'm a firm believer of, you know, if you're chasing your dream or you're doing something to better yourself, that's way cooler than, oh dude, that shit's not that cool, you know? Like, all right, cool.
Pot and plot twisting. What if civilian shot crooked cops after cops surrender? The top offender invited to fuck but not to dinner. My goals are at the top agenda, blending genres. I'm a genre bender. Soon you will realize the new waves are splashing. I don't need to watch it.
Closing thoughts 2018. Okay, so we started making this beat like the end of 2018. I want to say like the first week of December. We started on the first beat, and then it kind of switched into another beat. This is still one of like the craziest songs I feel like I've ever made, because I just, you know, we got in with Mario and we started one direction with the bass guitar. Started with the bass guitar, and it was just such a vibe. I had always envisioned this as like the outro track of New Waves, because I dropped it December 31st of 2018, New Year's Eve. It's 5 beat switches, like it's just a long ass 5-minute verse that goes in multiple different directions. We got Shalia Monet, she's on like a part of it. Her and my homie Blake, they hopped in the booth and kind of added some vocals. Like, I really like the idea of like multiple voices on top of me. And of course it ends with the EDM. Gotta throw the EDM in there after the countdown to New Year's. And it was just like an ultimate outro track, and I hadn't dropped in like a minute, and I just wanted to end the year with like some fire. And you know, I always thought New Waves was gonna come out early 2019, so this was gonna be the first single for it. But then 2019, it was just like, I just feel like I took a step back from music. There was just moments where like I wasn't really in it, you know, I wasn't in it to win it, and I realized I had kind of worn myself down a little bit. And so that's what contributed to it coming out, you know, in 2020. Since it had already been out for so long, like, I didn't want to end the project with just the 6 songs, so I decided to put The Transition as track 7 and then 5 as track 8, and they're technically bonus tracks. Even in the title, it's bonus tracks.
He stand out and so done recording. Got my mom stripped out into your son. If you understood my roots, you think these pictures Photoshop. Portraits of me in the drop. A rose grew from cemented blocks. It's so real. Battled myself till I quit the shit like last year. Now the bag here. Probably spot me shopping at Barney's on Madison Ave. Yeah, I'm go.
Chasing dreams, never been so out of breath. People hating me lately, they doubting less. Cause deep down, they know I'm about to blow as I wait for the transition.
So the first track is The Transition. This one is a Steve O produced track, and I have Tedy Andreas on it. And like, his flow is crazy. He has his own like interesting flow. And I think, I mean, the shit's fire. And The Transition is like all about transition of life as an artist. Everybody already knows that like I rap, people that I, you know, went to school with and stuff. And then as the years went on, like I started gaining more fans and different people started listening, and, you know, work a new job, all the new coworkers like the music. People always ask like, what's up, man? When's the next song dropping? Like, it was like, I need to kick into more of an artist gear of, you know, taking it to a more serious note, even more than I've already been. Featuring Tedy Andreas, who had already kind of blown up. He had already had the Mercedes song. That's why I have the bar, no Stephen King, but I'm with Mr. Mercedes. I'm a huge Stephen King fan. He's a phenomenal author. And he has a book called Mr. Mercedes. And so Tedy Andreas, who I had first heard of him a little bit before that, like, he had started blowing up, you know, he had this Mercedes song and he had other songs too that were just starting to pop off. So I felt like featuring him on a song about the transitions of life, like, would be perfect, because he is already bigger than me and he had already like experienced exactly kind of what I'm talking about.
Come and catch this vibe. Join me on this roller coaster ride. Come and catch this vibe.
Vibe is track 8. and it's vibe, and then it's entering a headspace, and it's entering the not the best of headspaces, and the second verse especially. So vibe is like, oh man, vibe is like the finale, and I'm super big on like finales, and like I feel like the last track of a project, an album, an EP, whatever it is, this is the last thing they're listening to, and like I feel like it needs to conclude in a very big way. I think every song needs to be good in their own way and provide something to the project, but the finale and the last track is always like, for me at least, like it needs to be the fucking, this is it, like we're here. And so with Vibe, for me, it was just that. And we had did the chorus along early 2018, and it sat for a while, and then I wrote the first verse, and the first verse is all about me and my brother. His name's Jack. Me and Jack, you know, being raised by my mom, single mom. Dad is in the picture, but he's more of like on the weekends. The whole verse just taps into like how I was brought up, a little bit more creative than all my friends. You know, I wrote short films and like little things in middle school, and like had them over. We all used to like make films, and before all that started, I watched 8 Mile in my dad's apartment. And when I was like, I want to say 5th grade, and that was like the spark of like me even starting to write music, because like I saw 8 Mile and I thought that shit was just super fire. Like I was just like, dude, this is awesome. So like literally in the bath that night, I started writing my first raps, and that's a whole vibe. And like I wanted to introduce new vibes as the final track. Like we've already went everywhere, and now it's like, let me end with vibe. The second verse of Vibe though, I was just not at a good spot, and it taps into a more emotional side. And when I recorded it, like it felt great, you know, like it felt really good, but I was also very nervous to even like go into that depth. All my songs are about me, and like they're honest. You get who I am kind of every time you listen to a different song of mine. But this was like another thing that I hadn't really tapped into. But again, like within 2019, along with working, going to the shows, and having fun, there was a flip side of just like feeling very alone. And because, you know, I'm pretty smiley, I'm pretty like happy guy, everybody knows me, everything's cool, what's up, let's smoke some weed, enjoy life, you know. But of course, not every day is just happy days. So like there's like a complete, you know, a flip side that's not always shown, not always brought to light. The second verse of Vibe, that was like the first kind of intro into like, okay, well, there's a lot more going on than what's just on the face of things. With Vibe, like it kind of let me speak on that, you know, let me air that out. It sets me up for the next album. I won't speak too much on it, but the last line, you know, my next album's our first concert I'm about to open up. Because when you are, you know, your first concert, you know, my first concert at least, I was opening up for somebody else. But I mean opening up in aspects of sadness and just kind of like, again, the side that people don't ever see. Second verse is very meaningful, and then the ending though is the fucking best part. It's like the organ, and like just Mario just killed it. We had multiple sessions like working on it. Like we hit the first part, and then the second verse, you know, we wanted to change a couple things, but then the whole outro part is just, it's just beautiful. I just get teary-eyed. Like it's just fucking like it's, yeah. I love what it is now. Like I'm very happy with it. If, you know, the fact that it's out made it that much better too. It's like, you know, with all those doubts and all that shit, like it went away, of course, once it's out, because I'm like, dude, I did it, you know, like it's out, it's what I want. Obviously, I'm not gonna be everybody's cup of tea, but I feel like if you listen, like it's who I am, so it's not like, you know, you're not getting a misinterpretation of what you're listening to. You get what you get, which is me.